Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic Unleashed. Last time we restored another chunk of the planet, so now of course we have to ask the professor how to proceed, because otherwise we would have no clue in our tiny brains. So back to Spagonia we go, where of course I'll take the opportunity to catch up with a few of the NPCs, because after all, when you defeat a boss and progress the story thusly, the world state changes and everybody has new things to say. These ones here of course have a little bit of a post-mortem to their quest, where in retrospect we didn't really get much for doing all of the side quests, but we made this family happy and content, so that's a reward all of its own. Otherwise, I'm still looking for something to do with Mauro, who sometimes hangs out here, but not this time. But I see this guy on the balcony who is cheering me on, maybe? Question mark? I don't know, maybe he's shooing away pigeons. But it's a fun background detail. I keep catching these and I keep finding new ones, so that's nice and interesting. Also, the two people we met in our Apotos trip are back, so we'll talk to those later, but also David has taken a new step in his personal side quest to talk to Dora, and apparently he has finally decided that he is actually into the idea of talking to Dora and is not just doing it because Otto wanted him to. How do I remember all of these details when I usually don't care about story in games? Maybe it is in fact kind of endearing to me. Oh, there is this guy. He is also still taking his world tour and we can still follow him around. But he's got a stalker who is very hidden behind this lamppost. Hopefully he won't ever turn around to find out that Java is tracking him. Who I don't really remember being a character. This is not as endearing. Does Otto have anything new to say? Nope. He still serves as a hint guide, and he's kind of a terrible hint guide because he's just going to tell us to visit the professor, and the professor is the one who's actually giving the hints. Anyway, Raimondo is happy, but what about, oh yeah, this guy. He's still waiting for something to do, so no obvious side quest here now, but we have Hualin here. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Again, still biding our time. Yeah, spice of stinky fish. There's Mauro. But he doesn't have anything new to say, he just has a new location. So, I don't know. Hey, there was a nice sipping coffee animation I just saw. Cute. Even men are wearing gems. That's gay. Anyway. Maybe he's just not interested. Yep, he was just taking you on a nice vacation with friends. Terrible. Alright, we done here? We done here. You got anything new to say? Yeah, actually she does. That's amazing. We're going to find out what she's talking about post haste. Hey prof. Very tidy. Shamar, and we are actually going to move our home base. I really like this part because it means we finally don't have to return to Spagonia all the time. He is actually going to go to Shamar with us and going to spend the rest of the game, I'm pretty sure, there, which is just, you know, another new city to go to all the time. But again, I do appreciate this change of scenery. It's very smart of them to not have this one single path you always have to tread. This room will stay available. We can still go back here and check out the books and the gramophone. And in fact, we will have to buy a new sound system for Shamar because he doesn't take the gramophone with him. But that's fine. And otherwise, if you want a new hint, new home base it is. This is definitely basically going into the second part of the game, very obviously. And yep, he is already gone and ahead on his way. And there's a cutscene now.
All systems are green. Dark Gaia activation is confirmed on all 7 continents. Electromagnetic homing signals are locked on. All units converging on point 0.
Yes, yes, perfect! Gathering Dark Gaia's pieces is such a pain. I'll have them come to me instead! A brilliant shift in perspective. An idea worthy of Dr. Eggman, super genius!
Your skill at self-aggrandizement is unparalleled.
Silence! Activate the Dark Gaia fusion furnace! And while you're at it, get those energy conversion circuits warmed up.
Understood. Commencing Project Dark Gaia. Requesting final clearance.
Granted! Finally, my ambitions will be achieved!
Well, so we also have a new stage of the plan for Eggman himself. That's also interesting, I guess. I mean, it's not like we are actively going to see much of that, because we're just going to keep doing our thing here, opening the temples, but it's nice to get a little update on him, I guess. Anyway, we're in Shamar now. I love the music here. It's by far my favorite hub music. It's great, and I also really like the stage theme, as we're going to see once we actually get to the stage. But for now, I'm going to destroy a little bit of pottery, and we are going to talk to so many NPCs, because Shamar is a huge hub. It is one of the biggest cities here. It's definitely a lot bigger than, for example, Holoska is. Than Empire City will be. It's with the professor's presence, it's obviously meant to be a new huge thing to explore. It's also bigger than not China, for example, and so on. But hey, who do we have here? It's Ventos again, and he is actually comfortable now that we have scared him a few times. It actually doesn't matter what we say to him, by the way, just in case you're worried about that. I didn't delay anything. Somewhere around here we will see him again, and hey, we saw him again immediately. Great stuff. So Ventos, I looked him up at some point, and I then re-looked him up because it's a little bit weird. He's selling stuff that often only he sells, and he has a chance to sell that at 3 different prices. One of them is hugely overpriced. Maybe this one is, I'm pretty sure it is. One is super cheap and one is like intermediate, and that means that you can kind of keep coming to him as he randomly will spawn in the various hubs. As you unlock them, he will never go to a hub you haven't unlocked yet and just be unavailable. And then ideally, if you want all the foods and all the items, you just get them from him when they are at their cheapest. But you have to get them quite a few times, because he will keep randomly have new stuff in the inventory as well. So what you just saw wasn't also everything you could see. What the point of all of that is honestly, I don't know. Like, is this supposed to be like a huge secret to figure that out? Because ultimately you're just going to him again and again and again. At some point you must realize what's up. He keeps having new stuff, and then you're like, okay, maybe the prices also change. Like, is it the puzzle? I don't know. It seems very grindy and annoying. Like, I don't get it. Anyway, Anna is here again, being her weird ass self, where we just have to do matchmaking for her. So we're going to do that while we are walking around talking to the NPCs. This guy might qualify. No, he's obviously too old. Idiot. There's going to be a lot of people who I'm talking to where I'm like, I guess if she wasn't picky, like this guy, like he's fine, right? But no, the game is also like absolutely not a candidate. Maybe, probably. But he doesn't react to that at all, obviously. This guy's too old, this guy's too old, it's fine. Yeah, we will have a lot of NPCs to talk to here in this city, and most of them currently are of course going to say, hey, the professor is over there, by the way, at the end of the city, and not be very interesting. We will, however, have a little bit of a change for that later on. For now, we're just going to see if some of them already have something unique to say, like this guy who really likes tea, can empathize. Empathize, yes. I also like tea. Hey, our first medal. Have I mentioned, by the way, already, hey boss, that I don't like that in the towns, you don't have a counter for the medal. You get one if you pause and then you see how many you got, but you don't have one pop out on the side. Like, I'm pretty sure they wanted the HUD to be very, very minimalistic here, but you still have a permanent counter on the top left and your stupid camera flash icon on the top right, so mission failed in my opinion. Just have the medal counter pop up, because I want to know how many there actually are. In fact, I assumed that there would be 2, like in the smaller hubs. That's wrong, this is a bigger hub, it has 4. And that means 4 moon medals in the day only, and 4 sun medals in the night only. Anyway, there is this new audio system that replaces the gramophone here, and we have to shell out $500 again to be able to listen to music here again. I didn't even realize why I was buying this at the time of recording. I was just like, I guess it's an upgrade or something. It's like, no, it's just for convenience. Whenever you go here, now you can also listen to music in Shamar. Great! Anyway, we have now established that there is a tiny would-be tour guide here. This is going to become important in a bit. And there is another guy who's looking for his sister, but I think this might be a side quest looking for her, and we haven't unlocked the level yet, so screw you, we won't help you, because she's probably in a level somewhere at the end of a very, very dangerous platforming challenge, because this country's level is very difficult, because we are now in, as I said, kind of the second part of the game. We are going to have another difficulty jump, and I'm very happy to be able to show that to you soon enough. But for now we are still looking for the professor as we talk to everybody under the sun, like these 2 cuties here. The pretty committee. See, I wasn't being sexist or anything, that's what they call themselves. And yeah, we will behave ourselves, of course. As you might have noticed, by the way, the bridge that I was not jumping off is a nice shortcut back to the start of the level, so I didn't do that. And hey, new dialogue options. Musaid is the one guy who qualifies for being the right age and eligible bachelorness. So we are actually going to go back immediately to check out what Anna has to say about him. And yeah, she's into it. In fact, she's way too into it. Like, wow, settle down a little bit. She is instantly attached, and that's creepy. And I get that Musaid is not into that immediately. Like, it's a little bit weird. This entire side quest is really weird. If you haven't gotten that from me, my impression, I think this part is very, very strange. I think we are supposed to kind of feel for Musaid here a little bit, but also Anna is giving us a side quest, and if you get a side quest in a video game, you have to fulfill it. So we are going to let Musaid get whisked away, because it's her will that will be done. After all, he didn't give us a side quest. There's Layla, she's cross-eyed. I don't know if she has any other personality except being a hey, you're going in the right direction marker, which is also fulfilled by Amy. We will see, however, because as I might have mentioned in the past, the first few times where I played this game, I didn't really do all the side quests. So we will see a lot of stuff, especially in the latter half of the game, which I'm completely unfamiliar with. This room seems empty, but I'm making a mental note right now because, you know, there is a night version of the level. And as I have just mentioned, but not yet found out at the time of recording, we need to find 4 sun medals at night. So maybe they are in places where there is not a moon medal in a day. In total 8 hiding spots, right? Okay, so here I'm finding out the sound system is just the same as the gramophone. Cool. And yeah, we can also, as we have just offhandedly learned, go to Empire City. We have just unlocked 2 worlds for the price of 1, basically. And this is part of the reason why I think, and I've mentioned this way before in Missouri, where I think that Empire City is a little bit shoehorned in at the end. Like, it seems like... oh yeah, new Flash, by the way. This is the first time we got this upgrade. I remember getting a lot more Flash upgrades earlier on when I first played the game. But I think it's random, more or less. He can give you a medal, he can give you advice, or he can give you a Flash. Unless it is tied to souvenirs and I'm being an idiot, but I don't know. It's just like these tiny details I don't bother looking up all the time. Do it for me and inform me in the comments, please. Anyway, night exploration time. Also, I interrupted myself saying something just now. I forgot. I will put it down in subtitles. Okay, thank you, Layla. Very nice of you to tell me that. I didn't know that. Yeah, there's a sun medal in this room. Ha! Man, I'm so smart. And I immediately beeline for it because, as I said, I knew that there was something there. But it is very awkward. And for no reason. Like in the entrance stages here, yeah, you will have both sun and moon medals visible at the same time. Why isn't this the case here? Very strange. Anyway, Musaid has gone back to his original spot and he's talking about his business again, which is pretty sure a bug. And we're going to see evidence for why I think this is a bug, because he should still be standing next to Anna. The game assumes that he's still standing next to Anna. We will see that. Anyway, because the unique flavor thing about this town is that at night the people come out because of the heat. There is now no more NPCs to talk to at night. Yay! Because this is a talkie episode. And we are going to spend a little bit more time in Shamar because there is a lot to see and a lot to explore for. This is also the first time where I was really like, come on, you can do this right now. And I am actually currently actively looking for all the medals. I'm also going to jump down here and hey, there's another sun medal. And you might have noticed that these are grabbable ledges. Yep, thank you for demonstrating past, Simon. And that means that we have a shortcut for the Bearhook up there. And we just saw a small underpass where Sonic, not Bearhawk, can slide through. So we have a shortcut for him at day and a shortcut for the Bearhawk at night to get to the other side of the U-shaped city. So it's more like a ring at this point. So it's very nice. Anyway, I really like that we can give these kind of answers. And Shadi actually likes this answer and he wants to be a professional singer. I wonder if there will be a side quest at some point to help him with. Anyway, Anna and Musaid are supposed to still be standing next to each other. But they are obviously not, as I said. And this means the camera is like, I don't know, I should focus on both of these characters at the same time. So it gets teleported to the middle of the city, because there is an entire city between the two right now. This is what is happening here, pretty sure. Like, no confirmation, but I think this makes sense. And that every time I talk to Anna, the camera is going to go haywire, because Musaid is not standing next to her. Great stuff, I love it, it's fun. It also doesn't really matter, right? Why should I fix this? No. It's Hello Moon. Oh, I didn't know that. I also really didn't know that about this town, this part of the town's lore. Because I didn't talk to every single NPC all the time when I first played this. I also don't know if this matters in any way, but we will see. It's a fun detail, nevertheless. Some of the people here are definitely not into the nocturnal lifestyle enforced by how hot the sun is at the day, but that's just the way it is. This guy is still sneezy. Definitely also an interesting character trait. Oh! He has decided that he also likes coffee. That must be a mental illness caused by the Force Ghost. So we definitely have to set him straight. He has one character trait, and that is liking tea, okay? No coffee for you. Shut the fuck up. This must be the influence of Dark Gaia. Yeah. For some of these, I really don't know what they were getting. It's like, if somebody's like depressed and like, oh no, I think the entire world is doomed and this makes me not want to do anything anymore. Yeah, they might need a little bit cheering up, especially in a game like this where we are actively going to save the world and it's not like real life where, you know, you can sometimes justifiably feel like there is nothing you can do against the decaying state of the world. Anyway, but for some of these, it's like, yeah, I've decided that blue is no longer my favorite color. It's green now. It's like, no, absolutely not. Shut the fuck up. There is bees inside you which I must beat up that are causing this weird opinion of yours. And I am not very good at beating up the weird opinion bees here. In fact, this is exactly why I hate these hornets so much. Like, I am using the aerial attacks, right? I'm trying my very best here, but I am not hitting them. And all I need is like one hit, and then they are stunned a little, and then I can do a jump attack, and I do the wrestling move. Like, I've detailed this before, I know what works, but I had a really tough time getting it to work here. But it's like, these are very inconsistent, and they basically just activate a whole bunch of invincibility whenever you try to hit them, and then then no matter what you do, it doesn't work and it's insanely frustrating. So I'm trying a little bit more here, and like maybe this move works, and I finally get him and do a lot of damage and still don't even kill him completely. Ugh, I hate these things. You can also tell that they have still gained a bunch more health compared to the last time we fought them, because they were also in Shamar Night, the red hornets, and they were definitely not as tanky. So while we are leveling up, the game is also at the same time making the enemies more difficult for you. So in the end, it doesn't really feel like you're progressing much if you're only keeping up with the strength level ups. What the real progress is, of course, are the new combat techniques, because they sometimes deal a lot more damage, they sometimes give you a lot more options. Like the area spin attack is still incredibly good, like even though it often goes through enemies and doesn't hit them for the full amount, but it is so fast that, for example, the hornets don't get to dodge if you use it. And this is definitely one of the best attacks to use against them. And I am going to discover this again here. Like here, for example, like yeah, I could have maybe even one hit if all the attacks hit, but just hitting them at all stuns them, and then I can do the rest of what I want, and that is decreasing their health bar to 0 finally, because god, I hate these things so much. Yeah, definitely this is one of the best attacks to use, for sure. We can see that. Absolutely. Have you noticed, by the way, that the time limit for this mission is another 3 minutes? Like, they definitely knew that something is up with these hornets. Definitely. But then maybe just don't make them as fucking annoying. Just an idea. Anyway, and here you can tell, like, the next strength level is still a level off. So it's still pretty much recommended by the game to not just pump stuff into strength. Like, you want these combat levels, you want more options, and options that will actually deal a lot more damage and that give you more opportunities to hit weird to hit enemies like the hornets, is absolutely something that you need to do and need to figure out what you want. Here, for example, we now have a vertical component added to the Warhammer, and now we have also an attack that is, what's it called, parallel, I guess, to the one that we already had, 4Ys and 4X. Now we have a 4X and 4Y. I was actually mixing the two up last time I tried to test it out, and now I don't have to anymore, because now I have both. I was actually trying to do them in town, and I realized that you can't do combos in town, you only can do them in entrance stages, because towns have special rules. This guy's unhappy, but not unhappy enough for a brain cleansing. So anyway, anything new about these two? Yep, okay, yep. Anna, you're way too controlling. This is weird, this is creepy, but it is what we have to do. And she is super happy, and we will see what their old man says. Well, maybe there will be another different resolution. Anyway, she's gone now. So now I'm looking for the rest of the medals, and I cut out like 7 minutes here because they are really annoying to find. For example, this one here, that's just inside a pot that I have passed quite a few times. Do you know how many pots I destroyed in this city? 10 years guaranteed work for every potter in the city, just from my actions. Thank you very much for your attention.